Ladies and gentlemen, what is going on? Welcome back to the channel. If you are a first timer, then welcome to the channel. Happy you guys are here. If trading is something new to you this year in 2023, then welcome to this channel. We are about to change the way that you've ever looked at trading before, if you've done it before, or we're going to show you the easiest way to trade if you're brand new. So again, thank you very much for joining me. This is our watch list for Tuesday, January 17th. I put these watch lists out for you guys for free every single day. I give you out a big list. You guys can pick what you like, what you don't like, and if you want the top 5, guys, that's available in the Discord. I have a free Discord for you guys. The link is in the description below. There is a private portion of that. That's where you find the top 5 plays for this. You'll also find a 1-hour course on what exactly we teach here from A to Z. Exactly how to trade this. So there's a 1-hour course as part of that membership. There's live trading bots, so you guys don't have to go looking for these trades. They actually come directly to you guys on ticker symbols like NEO, SPY, AMD, Tesla, QQQ, CCL, a bunch of other ones as well. And as what else do I have on there? The Griswold Strat indicator. Again, we don't really trade with indicators, meaning RSIs, EMAs, MACDs, that kind of stuff. We use strictly the candlesticks, but we do have indicators like this time frame continuity here or these candlestick numbers, and that's all part of the strategy that we teach here. So let's get started here. I'm on Twitter at Mr. Clark Griswold. You can join me there as well. And if you're new or you never used TradingView before, that's what this screen is that you see right now. That's TradingView. So I use the Pro Plus version. In the description below, I've got you guys a 30-day free trial to their subscription-based services. So go click on that link. You'll get to try out TradingView free for 30 days. And then if you decide to use their subscription-based services, there are free versions. But if you decide to use their sub-service, you get up to $30 off of that subscription. So make sure you're taking advantage of that offer down below. Let's get started on this watch list. I'm going to start with NEO. So I'll tell you this right now. Usually when NEO is on my watch list, it is also part of the top 5 plays, okay? So I'm giving you a free one right now. You're also going to get a second free top 5 play shortly. But let's look at NEO here. So NEO has this inside bar, and you notice it's painted yellow. That's part of the indicator I've created. You can buy it separately. The link is down below, or you can get it as part of the Griswold Gold membership. Now, when you see these yellow bars, I want you guys to think of a spring being loaded, compacted, tightened, because realistically, that's what this inside bar is showing: consolidation and a tightening range. And it does not break the high of the previous candle, and it doesn't break the low of the previous candle. It stays within that range. So when we get these yellow bars, these inside bars, these 1 bars, you can see the candlestick number there, I want you guys to think of that spring being loaded. And then when that spring releases like a jack in the box, you would expect it to jump into one direction or the other, like you see here with the big run up, or like you see here with the big run down, or here with another big run up. Now, some of these are gapping, and that's fine, but here's another one, triggered and hit targets. Okay, here's another one. We actually gapped way up here and then came back down. So here's another one that gapped up. When we're looking at all these strategies, guys, everything's based off of probabilities. There isn't anybody out there. There isn't any strategy. There isn't anybody on Twitter or YouTube that can tell you exactly what's going to happen when this next candle opens. They can't. They can give you a probability of what will happen, and that's what we do here. We trade based off of probabilities, but they can't tell you exactly what's going to happen because nobody knows. Okay, so we base trades off of high probabilities. And when we have that high probability and it goes against us, that's where the risk management comes in. And you need to be really good at risk management. The best traders are good at risk management and protecting their capital. And the better you become at protecting your capital when probabilities go against you, the better trader you'll be. So we'll show you, and again, if you want to know how to do that, I've got plenty of review videos. I've got 350 videos on this channel, guys, over that, to teach you guys what I do every single day. So go check out the review videos, and those will show you exactly how to get into a trade, how to get out of a trade, and whether you're in the green or in the red. Okay, so we have this inside bar. Now this high and this high are exactly the same. So I have moved our target up to the next preceding wick. if this candle was a little bit higher, we would have that first target right here, but it's not. So we're going to move it all the way up to here. Now, do we hit 1238 on NEO on Tuesday? Probably not. It's a long way for it to go. I'm not saying it doesn't happen, but it's a long way. So what we're looking for here is on options or common shares. We're looking, once this hits our trigger of $11.81, well, now we're buying into this stock, whether it's common shares or options. Now, when we look at options, common shares are easy enough, but when we're looking at options, I'm taking a strike price on this at 12 bucks, and my expiry is the closest to, which will be Friday. Okay, so that's how I play this trade. If it's trending down, we're looking for a trigger at 11.23. Don't buy common shares to the downside, because you'll be shorting a stock. I don't want you guys to do that. But for an option play, you can buy puts at $11.23 trigger, and I would be looking for probably $11.50 or $11 as my strike price, and still taking the closest expiry of Friday. We move on to Procter & Gamble. We have a few to go through here, but as we get going here, we'll move a little faster. So Procter & Gamble had this inside bar on Thursday, this green bar on Friday. So we're going to look for this to trend back up. We've got a 2 down that finished green. So we call that a failed 2, and we're going to look for this next candle to trend back up to the upside. Now, I'll tell you this, when we open up on Tuesday, this hourly, this daily, and this weekly are all brand new. Okay, so this is time frame continuity, and I have a video on it for you guys. I can put it at the end of this video so you guys can know exactly what time frame continuity is and how it works. But when we open up on Tuesday, the hourly is a new candle, the daily is a new candle, the weekly is a new candle. So this time frame is all going to change. This monthly will change, not for a while, way back up here. Anyways, 2 down, finish green. We're going to look for this thing to run back up. So we've got triggers set at 150.105. And then again, like I said previously, the first targets and second targets are just the highs of the preceding wicks. And if we were to trend to the downside, it would be the lows of the preceding wicks. But we're going to look for calls on this one. You can take a strike price of 151, 150, 150, 152, somewhere in that range. And we call this a 1-2-2 rev strat. 1, 2 down, 2, and it's really just a 2-2 reversal, except that it's got this inside bar preceding it. Tesla, very similar. We've got full time frame continuity to the upside right here. So we're going to look for calls back to the upside. Triggers at 122.63. This is where I'm calling out the numbers, guys, on the right-hand side here. And first target's at 124.13. We'll move on to AMC. AMC, another inside bar, so we know about those already. Consolidating, tightening range. We look for these explosions right here. Okay, so this should be yellow. Let me change that so you guys don't get confused, and I don't get confused. So there we go. Triggers at 514. I'll tell you guys this as well. If you're looking at 3, 4, 5 different trades, I would only take one trade at a time. But if you're saying, how do I hop back between the two? On TradingView, you can set yourself an alert. Okay, so you can right click here. You can add alert at $4.82. AMC regular trading hours. We're going to say crossing down because we're going to look for this puts only once. And we're just going to create that. Okay, so then this little line here, when this stock trends towards that downside, we're going to get an alert, and it's going to say we've crossed that line. Okay. Now I'm going to see if I can delete this on here. If I can't right now. There we go. Remove. Yes, I want to remove it, but that's how you can set those alerts, guys. And then you can just hop back to AMC and say, okay, it's crossed my line. I can get ready to enter this trade. Okay, so calls at 514, puts at 477 on AMC. We'll move on to Cisco. Cisco's got a 2 down that finished green. We're going to look for calls at $49.02. Targets marked out for you guys there. Next up is DocuSign, 2 down green, so calls at 58.85. We're still looking to trend up on the 3-month right here. That's the 3-month, the quarterly line, the 3-month chart. If we go to there, we're stuck on an inside bar on the 3-month, but we are looking to trend up to go 2 up on the 3-month chart. EW. Okay, here's the other one I was talking about, guys. That's going to be in the top 5 because it is a double inside bar. Okay, so they don't, I know there's 2 here. They don't happen very often, but when they do happen, it's 2 straight days of consolidation. So EW looks like they tend to have them quite often, but because here's 3 more. But here is a double inside bar, and we had a beautiful break to the downside off of this one. Here's another one, went outside bar. Here's another one, went outside bar. So here's a thing to caution you of as we go back to the double inside bar here. Oftentimes with EW, when they have those double inside bars, they tend to go outside bar. So again, here's our fifth. This blue line represents a 50% marker, part of the Griswold Strat indicator. So if we break that 50% marker, Sarah Strat Sniper's rule, then we have the opportunity to hopefully see or maybe see EW go outside bar. It happens very often off of the double inside bars on EW, so be aware of that. This will be on the top 5 for the Griswold Gold members. XLU, another 2 down that finished green, so we'll look for calls at 71.57. Adobe, 2 down green, calls at 344.65. AMD, 3-1 setup. Okay, so there's this gold bar here, 3-1 setup, meaning outside bar, followed by an inside bar. And these also don't happen very often. So we can go back. Here was a 3-1 setup, went to an inside bar. Here was a 3-1 setup, went to a double inside bar. Here is a 3-1 setup, and there's that big run we're looking for. Okay, from 59.06 all the way up to 60.45. So that was a good little run. So 3-1 setup, outside bar, inside bar. We are going to look for this thing to trend either to the upside or the downside. Calls at 71.10. Puts at 69.23 on AMD. Full time frame to the upside. Figured I'd mention that. Inside bar on BBBY, Bed Bath & Beyond. We can look for calls at 5.23. Puts at 3.65. Careful here. This first target is 3.64. Watch for this to, if it does trend down, for it to come back to the upside. Just make sure you're being cautious. Make sure you're taking profits at targets. Now, I know that target is not great. That target's not great. There's your third target at 241. Just be cautious, guys. And again, the review videos show you exactly what to do. Let the candlestick stop you out. Let the target stop you out, okay? Beyond Meat has a 2-up that finished red with a shooter candle. Shooter candle meaning we have this big body with this big long wick. And likely, we'd like to see 2 times this body is what we'd like to see that wick be. And we are that. So we can call it a shooter candle there. And we can look for puts at 15.80 and the targets marked out accordingly. CVX with a 2 down that finished green, so a failed 2. This is also a hammer candle. So this is the opposite of a shooter where we have this big body at the top, big long wick to the bottom, and we're going to look for it to trend up. Now our first target is marked out here. You also notice this pink line. If we go to the weekly, and these will be in the weekly videos, but this weekly has an inside bar as well, and also a hammer candle there. So if we trigger on the daily, our first target is the trigger for the weekly. So hammer on the daily, hammer on the weekly. We're going to look for CVX to trend back to the upside. Disney inside bar on Disney, calls at 99.60, puts at 98.01. Dollar Tree, not something I have on here very often, but it does have an inside bar. It's got full time frame continuity. Calls at 147.95, puts at 146.07. I'll tell you why I don't really like Dollar Tree is because the premiums are usually a little bit higher and the spreads between the bid and the ask are far apart. Now, most of the places I give you guys on here, AMD, SPY, NEO, CCL, Ford, Coke, Keurig, Dr. Pepper, ticker symbols like that have a tight spread between the bid and the ask, meaning if the bid is $1, the ask is only, a 101, 102, 103. And the reason I like that is because I like to buy market order and I like to sell market order because I like to get into trades and I like to get out of trades. I don't really like to waste time. So if I have to wait for a limit order fill, I might miss my trigger and I might miss my targets and it's too late for me to get into the trade. But Some people like to play with limit orders, so Dollar Tree has that inside bar. We put it on here for them. eBay, 2 down, finish green. We can look for calls at 46.30 on eBay. Ford Motor Company, big gap down. So 2 down green. We're going to look for calls at 12.82. And normally I tell you guys that the targets are at the top of the preceding wicks, which would be up here. But we have this gap to fill. So when we have the gaps to fill, then the bottom of the wicks become the targets until we get back up there. That would be the third target. Okay, once we get up here, right here is the third target. So calls at $12.82 on Ford. IBM, 2 down green, and there's a lot of these 2 down greens. Calls at 146.10, first target at 146.66. INTC has this inside bar on here. Whoops. Let's move that back. Calls at 30.17, puts at 29.81 off of the Intel Corp inside bar. KDP, Keurig Dr. Pepper, inside bar, not quite a hammer candle, but we can look for calls at 35.72, puts at 35.38. Here is our trigger for the weekly to go 2 down on the week. Coca-Cola, KO, 2 down, finish green. We're going to look for calls at 61.46, and let's put a target up there for you guys. We'll change that to green. There's your target at $62.18 on Coca-Cola. Lucid, 2 down green. We can look for calls on Lucid at 8.18. First target, 8.47. Lululemon, higher premiums on Lulu, but it is a 3-1 setup. We've also got our first target on Lulu is a trigger to go 2 up on the week. So 3-1 setup, calls at 315.74, puts at 310.25. The last time we had a 3-1 setup on Lulu, you got to go all the way back to May of 22. Let's zoom in on that, see what happened with Lulu. There you go. Big boom boom right there. Huge play off of that 3-1 setup off of Lululemon. So if you guys have a bigger account to trade with, you can look for contracts on Lulu. Otherwise, I would stay away from that, just like I would Tesla, because of the premiums as well. Meta, which is Facebook, has an inside bar, so calls at 137.39. Let's give you guys a target on the bottom side there. There you go. Puts at 134.84. Microsoft, Mr. Softy, inside bar. We also have an inside bar on the week. I know that by my 2 pink lines that I've marked out, as well as this yellow circle on my Strat indicator. Okay, so calls at 239.23, puts at 234.92. We are already 2 up on the month, it looks like, for Microsoft. 2 down on the month for Microsoft. So we'll see how this plays out on the daily. Like I said, stuck on an inside bar on the week. But if we trend up, okay, we've got our first target is the trigger to go 2 up on the week on Mr. Softy. MU, Micron Technologies, that's a hammer candle, full time frame continuity, calls at 56.97, first target 58.24. Pinterest, inside bar, so tightening range here, calls at 26.80, puts at 25.94. Palantir, also with the inside bar, we can look for calls at 7.01, puts at 6.81 on Palantir. Plug Power with an inside bar, so calls, let me see where this target sits. Yeah, so that target is the exact same price. You see this little high-low here, H and L. So if I go over here, the high is 16.81. If I go over here, the high is 16.81. So let's find the next high target for you guys. There. Okay. That is your target for Plug Power. Okay, so calls at 16.81, puts at 15.98 on Plug. Guys, if you find this stuff helpful, if you like these videos, make sure you give me a thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe down below and hit that bell. That bell will give you the notifications for when I send out videos just like this one every single day for free. Okay, so 3-1 setup on PayPal. You guys know how powerful these are. We've shown you plenty of times. Calls at 79.81, puts at 78.03, and nice time frame continuity. Remember, the week, the day, and the hourly are all going to be brand new candles when we open up on Tuesday. Monday is a holiday for trading, don't forget. Inside bar, shooter candle on Qualcomm COM. Calls at 121.42, puts at 119.72. SLB with the inside bar, so we can look for calls at 58.52, puts at 57.33, and we are at the top of a broadening formation here, guys. I don't talk about these very often, and this is we're going way back on this BF, all the way to March of 22. There's lower lows and higher highs, and lower lows and higher highs and lower lows. We've hit the highs. We can look for the reversal trend off of that broadening formation, okay? So that's what we look for. We look for the reversal trend, 2-1-2 reversal, or a 1-2 reversal off of this inside bar off of SLB. Snap. Snap's got an inside bar as well. Calls at 982, puts at 940. Space, 2 up red with this big gap here. So we talked about these gap fills. Your next target would obviously be down here. We're not going to get there on Tuesday, but puts at 491 on space. Square has an inside, actually that looks like a 3-1 setup. It is outside bar, inside bar on SQ. Last time we had one of those, boom, big run up, hit multiple targets, good play. That's what we're going to look for here on Square on Tuesday. Calls at 71.99, puts at 69.51 on Block Inc. Inside bar on XOM. We also have this pink line to go 2 up on the week. Calls at 113.49, puts at 112.16. And XOP, inside bar, hammer candle, calls 139.47, puts 136.23. Let's give you guys a target to the bottom. We are also looking to go 2 up on the week, a 2-2 reversal on XOP. So if we go here, there's our trigger. Actually, a continuation. I'm going to take this off here. Actually, we'll leave it on. We'll look for a 2-2 continuation on XOP. See how that plays out for us. We'll see how this inside bar plays out for us. Guys, that's the list. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Make sure you check out the weekly swings for the week of January 17th. I wish you guys nothing but the best. I hope you guys enjoyed or are enjoying your long weekend. And we will see you guys all on the next one. Bye-bye.